you've ever had apple butter, you know it is a truly scrumptious thing. The store-bought kind doesn't count. It looks more like evil mold trying to steal your bread than something you want to eat. Homemade apple butter is an entirely different story. It has a texture almost like jelly, but spreads smoothly to cover fresh bread. Good apple butter smells of hours of simmering apples till they're cooked to perfection with just a hint of cinnamon. My great-oma's apple butter was the best, so when I was in college, I asked her to teach me how to make it. I took notes over every step we did. I was the kind of nervous young cook who needed everything spelled out in writing. She was a master of the art and rarely referenced anything or even measured. She made it look so easy, but I was distinctly aware of the difference in our skills. We talked while we worked, stories about her life, stories about her and great-grandpa's life together, stories about their first apartment where great-grandpa had to build cabinets and haul up the wood, stories about his work as a pastor and a missionary his whole life. They were mostly stories about great-grandpa. I could tell she was still very much in love with the man she had met at Bible camp 60 years before. She was the most patient woman I have ever known. My mother has often remarked how she never heard my great-oma complain. And even after a long day working in the kitchen and a lot of standing on a prosthetic leg, I never even heard her sigh in a way that could be taken as a complaint. It was more than that she disapproved of complaining. It was that she intentionally chose to look at each day as a blessing. We spent a long day in the kitchen, and when the apple butter was finally ready, I said goodnight to my obviously weary great-grandparents. I picked up the jars a few days later. I tried to let her keep half, but she'd already made her own. I tried to thank her for more than the apple butter making. I tried to thank her for teaching me so much about who I wanted to be, how to cook, how to love, how to live. I tried to thank her for the example she was in my life. I walked away with more than 14.5 pints of apple butter. She had taught me so much about patience and quiet, unquenchable joy. By the time the apples ripened in the orchards again, my great-oma had gone home to be with the Lord. I miss her. I miss the communion of the kitchen that day, the feeling that between the stirrings of the apples, I was learning about the stirrings of a great woman's heart. We invite you to come share your story of family and food at dinner at Tables of Grace at annual conference.